Hello everyone, it's Barbara here, your favorite longtime professional home care personal support worker, union steward, and certified member and co-chair of a Joint Health and Safety Committee. This video is going to be about heat illness. It being the climate is doing what it's doing, no thanks to us. We are experiencing record levels of heat, and each year we seem to be breaking the records from the previous year. You're hearing things about heat domes and heat islands. People are dying from this, and the numbers just keep going up. So in this video, I'm going to cover the various types of heat illness and their symptoms. It's broken down into 3 types. The yellow zone is mild heat-related illness, orange is moderate, and red, of course, as you would expect, is severe. That generally requires hospitalization. The first 2 you might be able to deal with yourself, but I'll get into that. So with the yellow, there you've got 3 listed there. One is heat edema. Heat edema occurs when the blood vessels dilate and the blood starts to pool in the ankles, hands, and feet. What you need to do is obviously get out of the heat and elevate those areas. Next, we have heat rash, which occurs when the sweat glands get clogged and they become inflamed. You'll get them in the standard areas where you sweat a lot: underarms, under folds, in the groin area. It happens a lot in babies because people tend to bundle them too much, and their systems aren't mature enough quite yet to handle it. And then we have heat cramps. That is when you've lost so much fluid and salt and electrolytes that your muscles cramp up. Next, we have the orange zone. That's moderate to severe heat-related illness. And the first one is heat syncope. That's just the fancy word for passing out or fainting. Then we have heat exhaustion. Again, excessive loss of water and salt, usually through sweating. You will feel tired, you may feel lightheaded, and feel like you're going to faint. These things, of course, are treated with getting out of the heat, drinking cool water, lying with cool packs or cool towels, especially on the head. So in the red zone, we just have one, and that is heat stroke, and that is the most severe, and that is when medical assistance is needed immediately. The person can look like they're not sweating that much. They can be confused, they can hallucinate, they can have rapid breathing, rapid heartbeat, headache, altered mental state, loss of consciousness. Essentially, your body's cooling machine fails to work properly, and you start to overheat, and medical intervention is necessary. Basically, the symptoms are your body telling you you need to get relief from the heat and get some fluids in you, and to take it easy. And in the severe case, medical attention. At times like this, it's really bad for people who work out of doors. They need to take measures to take care of themselves. Now, some may have done it for decades and think, oh no, I'm fine with it, I've done it my whole life. But the thing is, conditions are getting worse as time goes on. What they once could handle doesn't exist anymore. Vigilance is key. You need to watch yourself, those around you, especially children and the elderly. Measures you can take for prevention is making sure you're well hydrated. If you are indoors and have air conditioning, check the filters. Also make sure they're in proper working order if you hear a heat warning is coming on. Have plenty of cloths around that you can make wet and pass around to those who need it. And stay inside if you can. Keep your curtains closed to keep the heat out, and your windows closed to keep the humidity out. If you have anyone, a friend, a neighbor, a relative, who has lung issues, it goes especially badly for them. So make sure you check on them. Make sure their air conditioning units are in working order and their filters are clean. I had a situation where I went in to see someone who had pretty bad COPD, and they were on the oxygen. They weren't breathing very well. They said, I have the air conditioning on, I don't understand it. So I went over to the window unit and I opened it up and I pulled the filter, and suddenly that machine was running perfectly. And they said, wow, what did you do? And I held up the filter and I said, you see this? She said, yes. I said, you're supposed to be able to see through that. Oh, she was horrified. I said, it's okay, I'll clean it up for you. But have your family member check it weekly and just wash it out. Cooking oils, everything just gets caught up in that filter. If you don't clean the filter, the machine works harder and it will burn out sooner. And if you find yourself unable to have air conditioning, have fans. And to cool yourself off, you can put a dishpan with ice and have the fan blowing over it. There are also blueprints online on how to make a cooling unit using a fan, a cooler, like the Coleman type, and ice. It requires some effort to cut holes here and there, but apparently it works well too. There are many resources online you can go to. You can go to the CDC, the World Health Organization, Canadian Public Health, and you can get all this sort of information. Anyway, I'd like you all to stay healthy, stay safe, mind the heat, keep an eye on yourself, and I'll see you on the flip side.